CNN, Hurricane Irma may be gone, but days of darkness and devastation are just beginning in Florida. Residents could go for days without power after the storm uprooted homes, trees and power lines alike, leaving 4.4 million customers without electricity statewide in simmering temperatures, officials said. Temperatures will be around 90 for many, especially central and southern Florida for the next several days, CNN meteorologist Taylor Ward said. High humidity will make it feel like the low to mid-90s. While it isn't above normal, it's certainly warm and humid, which is miserable without power. Before making landfall in the Florida Keys, the hurricane killed 38 people in the Caribbean islands. At least 16 storm-related deaths have been reported on the U.S. mainland, according to officials. As Irma left Florida and marched across the southeast this week, it knocked out power in Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, and North Carolina. With the sweltering temperatures, restoration of power is crucial, Florida Governor Rick Scott said. After visiting shelters this week and talking to people who evacuated due to Hurricane Irma, the number one thing I heard from families is that they want their power back on, Scott said. Customers who lost electricity on the eastern side of Florida will likely have power restored by this weekend because fewer electrical poles came down in the storm than in other parts of the state, Florida Power and Light said Tuesday. Customers on the west coast of Florida, where Hurricane Irma made landfall, will likely have power restored by September 22, according to the company. The company is focusing on first restoring power at schools, hospitals and other critical infrastructure. As Florida residents return home from evacuation centers to survey the damage caused by Irma, some are imploring utility companies to work faster to restore power. FPL please, the sign simply said, with an arrow pointing to his street. He said he's tried to reach out to the company on social media, but his power is still out. Maybe somebody can see because I've done all the Facebook stuff and I've done all the apps and this and that, and they're just we're getting to you, he said. Massive power outages are crippling much of the southeast Tuesday. Among the hardest hit by Irma cut off communication in entire neighborhoods. 2 days after the storm made landfall on Cujo Key, authorities and a few residents were finally able to reach some of the Florida Keys on Tuesday. What they found was devastating. Based on initial estimates, 25% of the houses on the chain of islands have been destroyed, the Federal Emergency Management Agency said. An additional 65% suffered major damage. Basically, every house in the Keys was impacted some way, FEMA Administrator Brock Long said. But Key West City Manager Jim Scholl told CNN those estimates might be high. The damage in his city and in his neighborhood on Cujo Key didn't match those dire numbers, he said. One of the challenges in Key West is moving debris out of the roadways and fixing the water infrastructure. The area is under a boil water advisory. That's why we don't want people to, en masse, return down here to the Keys. And we certainly understand the frustration, he said. Everyone wants to get down here and check out their homes. It's a long wait for those sifting through what's left of their homes throughout Florida in the oppressive heat and high humidity, doing so while they wait for the power to come back on and thus the air conditioning. Irma, which stretched 650 miles from east to west, has pummeled at least 9 states, deluging city streets, knocking over trees and destroying homes along the way. At least 16 storm-related deaths have already been reported on the U.S. mainland, according to local officials. While the Keys have an exhaustive recovery ahead, signs of normalcy will pop up Tuesday elsewhere in Florida. And Florida Hospital, a health provider in the state, said it would reopen many of its impacted facilities on Tuesday or Wednesday. What do you think about this news? Scroll down and comment. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Goodbye and see you again.